Yeah, we're gonna do a flashback to Deliciousness. This was an over delicious type sandwich that I made for one of those BBQ competitions here on YouTube. I started off with a pork belly, a rack of ribs, and a pork butt. And I went in with some salt and pepper on the pork belly, which is my preferred method for pork belly. It's absolutely delicious. Uh, no binder. It's super sticky. I had a full slab of it, but I cut it in 3 pieces. I did some other stuff with the other 2 pieces on different videos. And then here you see me pulling that membrane off of that spare rack of ribs, St. Louis rack. Then went in with some apple and some of that delicious peach from Running Wild Foods. I also put some of that cherry on there. It's a fantastic flavor profile. All 3 fruits there on that rack of St. Louis. And then there you see me taking that fat cap off of that pork butt. That's my preferred method to this day on cooking pork butt. I like to remove as much fat off of the top of it before the cook. And on that one I also did some salt and pepper, but I also used that pork candy, that maple sugar and bourbon, which is an absolutely delicious pork rub. Now that I think about it, I need to get some more of this stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Also used their sweet jalapeno. I was pushing a lot of their product at the time. Running Wild Foods. Check them out. I need to probably revamp that because this, looking at this video here, those are some absolutely fantastic rubs. And that's the pork butt, guys. And what I did is I saved the other 2 pieces of that, like I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, the other 2 pieces of that pork belly for some future cooks. Then I put the prepared proteins onto this cookie sheet here, and I put it in the refrigerator to chill before I put it in the cooker later that day. Now filling up that RT700 with some of that delicious maple pellet from Bear Mountain BBQ, Bear Mountain pellets. Best pellets that you can get your hands on, guys. Check out Bear Mountain. Got my link in the description of the video. And I'm rocking 225. Now for this part of the cook, I'm just gonna do the pork butt and the pork belly. I'm gonna do them overnight. Okay? I'm going to set that rack of ribs back in the fridge. We're going to cook the rack of ribs the next day. I'm not going to do overnight ribs, but I am going to do this pork butt and pork belly overnight at 225. Hey guys, when you do this, and the next morning, that pork belly is done to perfection. You don't have to wrap it to cook it to finish off the cooking process or anything like that. That pork belly is legit. I'm telling you. Just as is. That pork butt I had to go ahead and wrap though, but that's the pork belly. It's done. All I'm gonna do is just wrap it to rest it. I'm just gonna wrap it in some foil. And hit that 205. And it's just going in like butter, but I mean, it's still to this day my favorite way to make pork belly. 225 overnight, no wrap. And that's that pork butt. It's like I hit 175 before I'm coming back in to wrap it and finish it. I like to get the pork butt up to 205, 210. It don't matter to me. Those upper temps are absolutely fantastic. It's a pork butt, guys. You cannot ruin it. That's that rack of ribs. Notice after I wrapped them, after I wrapped that pork shoulder, that's when I put the ribs in it. And I'm coming in with my delicious secret recipe to wrap them ribs and finish them off. Guys, we're going in with some buttermilk, some eggs, some melted butter. I remember it was hot that day. It was pretty hot filming this. That salt and sugar. We got the baking soda and the baking powder. Guys, we're gonna do a mix of flour and cornmeal because you guessed it, we're making some cornbread. Some delicious cornbread. Because that's what this recipe was calling for. Now, I've got a couple of cookie trays here. And I'm doing that cornbread in the recteq. 375. Just picking up the whole couple of these sheets here for the cornbread. And man, the cornbread came out absolutely fantastic. I remember that. Really good flavor. Since then I've done cornbread in it several different times. That's the pork butt right there, guys. That's the rack of ribs, and you can see the pork belly right there. I'm taking the bones and gristle out of that rack of ribs. And guys, this is no different than having a whole hog. I'm just gonna take all 3 cuts, and I'm gonna chop them, and I'm gonna mix them together. There's that belly, there's that shoulder, and there's that rack of ribs. And this is going to all go into that delicious sandwich that we're building. And we can't forget that Rodney Scott's BBQ sauce. This stuff is so good. Vinegar based. Lots of black pepper in it, guys. That is just an amazing sauce. We've used it as salad dressing. That was an amazing tasting pork. Let me tell you that. And we're gonna do some cheese crisp. That's just a mix of Parmesan and some Gouda directly on a cast iron griddle, just until it crisps up, and then we're just gonna flip it and do it. And we're gonna go in there about 6 different times here to get some cheese crisp made. Adds a different layer of flavor. Let's go in and build this sandwich, guys. We're going in with a delicious jalapeno relish. All about that jalapeno relish. It's absolutely fantastic. We're going in with that delicious, amazing pulled pork chopped. Coming in with those cheese crisps. Just to get that extra depth of flavor. Deliciousness, guys. That's Parmesan and Gouda mixed. And on top of that, we're doing some pickled tomatoes. Let me know if you want to know that recipe on those pickled tomatoes. They're absolutely fantastic. If you don't like them, you don't have to use them. And some avocado. One of the rules was it had to be vibrant in color, right? That's why I use these yellow banana peppers and these avocados, just to give it that extra pop. Absolutely delicious. And that's the top of the sandwich. Now, the idea behind it, guys, I wanted to make some sliders. I wanted to cut a bunch of little pieces. But at the end of the, last minute, I thought, you know what, let's just make one big chunkin' sandwich. And that's what I made. It was absolutely crazy delicious. You could crumble up in a bowl and just eat it like that. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to do this again very soon. And I'm just going to make sure that my cornbread doesn't come out as thick as it did. I think it would have been a lot better had it been a little thinner, but this was absolutely delicious. Porky deliciousness, Flavor Town. This, my friends, should have been first place sandwich. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Sandwich referee forever praised.